Greetings, all you samurai out there. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'm coming at you with another chapter review of Samurai 8. This time it's chapter 8. And, I would hope that something really special would have happened in this chapter, because it's just like, 8, it's a theme. But no, not really. It's just the 8th chapter. But it's a nice, okay chapter for the most part. It's called Slow and Steady, which, I'm glad we're finally going down that route, because, my god, like, develop things, at least a little bit. It'll get us into a mindset of where this plot line is going and how things are going to progress from here on out. So we pick up with Ada, who we saw at the end of last chapter, who is apparently ready to go after Hachimaru for reasons. And we find out that yes, indeed, that was his princess, and this really weird looking ethereal being, and she's called Neri. So this dragon samurai named Ada is projecting his stand, basically, because this ghostly form appears behind him, and apparently it's just going to be this projection of his very being. So I can only assume we're using him as a testing ground for Hachimaru, or maybe a way of having Dorama actually show off fully what he's capable of, or something along those lines. And then Ada shoots it into space to go after Hachimaru. So, but I don't really know what the purpose of this is. Why is he going after Hachimaru? At least in terms of with Hagamichi being sent after Hachimaru, there was a reason for that. Find the young boy, see if he's one part on the side of the angels, get him under our tutelage, and teach him the right way and how to progress the proper way. So there's at least some reasoning behind that we're given knowledge of. But with Ada, it's just like, okay, menacing figure just popping out of nowhere. Does he correlate with the end of the universe that Dorama's master is trying to avoid? And at what point will we see Hachimaru actually want to go on this journey to save the universe? I mean, saving the universe should be reason enough, but you think Dorama would already have given this reason to Hachimaru and been like, okay, now we must quest forward to save the universe. But Dorama's being very cryptic and not giving the whole story. I can only assume it's not to create panic, but he obviously sees something in Hachimaru, but he's not being upfront about it, which feels like that will be detrimental in the future. And I've gone off on a tangent, I'm sorry. So we pick back up with Hagamichi taking on to see Hachimaru. Hachimaru, is very excited. He's just like, oh, you're my favorite princess. That's so cool. We should join together immediately so we can be those, triple threat thing that Dorama was talking about. And he extends a hand in order to greet her and all that. But I guess because he was being a little obnoxious in that moment, it's obvious that he's gotten off to a bad foot with her. She's spurned his affections or some such. It's weird because it's hard to get a beat on An's personality up until this point. She seems to be this very quirky character, but isn't this what you want? Why were you even in the princess school if you weren't really looking for a samurai? That's the thing that I'm not quite clear on. She made it very clear that she didn't seem to prioritize finding a samurai, joining up with him, and being this ultimate triple threat with the, sword holder. So it's just like, well, okay, then why are you doing this? Is it family obligation or what? But then, when Dorama goes to greet and talk to both An and Hagama, he approaches Hagamichi's a little bit on guard because while he did introduce himself to Dorama, Dorama had yet to truly introduce himself to Hagamichi through that samurai database they seem to have in their heads or whatever. And, he asked for An's name, bowing in respect to her and all that. And, he gives this, smooth talker little spiel about what her name means and all this. And, An's actually very taken aback by this. And she stutters a lot, honestly. She does a lot of stuttering. So, honestly, Kishimoto has a type for, like, girl pairings, because it's just like, oh, now we got that shy, stuttering young black-haired girl once again. But he goes on this long-winded explanation about her name means the beginning and the end in certain terms. It's kind of derived from a Buddhist prayer and all that good stuff. And Hachimaru's just like, that's just Master, he loves long-winded explanations. But, Hagamichi goes on to say, well, we came here in order to meet up with you. You don't seem, your place of origin and where you're from and all that doesn't seem to be an issue. You seem to be a nice enough young man and all that. So we were hoping you'd join our warrior ranks. And, Hashimaru's actually kind of excited because it's just like, oh, you're from the same place as Nanashi. Oh, man, I would actually be down with that. So he's actually has an interest because his friend's there. Man, I miss Nanashi. I wonder what Nanashi's doing right now. Because, don't get me wrong, An's a sweet kid, but I was ready for some Nanashi pairing and all that. You got me on an interesting level, and then you just passed it over, man. But, Hagamichi asked Dorama to hand over Hachimaru to their care in order to give him a proper education. And Dorama asked that, well, okay, you want to become his teacher then? Well, you'd have to show me your mind's eye first, the key within basically all of them. And once he shows his own key, his own mind's eye, Hagamachi's tune completely shifts. He has this, at first he seemed to have this very stern, serious appearance, and he just seems to be very down to earth and all that stuff. But as soon as he realizes who exactly Dorama is, it's just like, oh my god, the one with full mastery of the very blah 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 style. I still can't pronounce that word. The wandering wolf who cut down 1,000 men, the star-breaking dog samurai, the demon-biting Dorama. My god, excuse my impotence. He just starts bowing and kowtowing to Dorama because it's just like, oh, even my death would not serve as a meaningful way of apologizing for not recognizing you. So Dorama's apparently hot shit, and it shows why Hachimaru's dad not really batting an eye to who Dorama was is so significant. Speaking of which, it's time for Hachimaru's usual IV intake and all that good stuff. But then Hachimaru's father notices, wait, the tree where I left my steed is gone. Oh my god, that friggin' cat samurai took Hachimaru. But it's just like, well, what you gonna do, bro? How you gonna find them? Still wondering what the deal is with him, because that's the thing. I want them to go slow, but it feels like they've introduced so many elements that need a greater explanation that it's just like I'm so conflicted, because I'm just like, explain all of this, but at the same time leave me some time to start to understand the plot. So I'm just really conflicted at this point. And honestly, I'm still not feeling that heart of the series just yet. I'm still not, gelling and empathizing with these characters on a deeper level and wanting to see them accomplish their goals or dreams or what have you, because there is no real goal or dream aside from what Daruma was sent to do. And I haven't known Daruma long enough to actually care about what he wants to do. But they talk things over with Princess Princess Woon, Princess Woon. They talk things over with, and once they find out, oh, the legendary samurai Dorama, he would probably be a better teacher for Hachimaru in general. Hagamichi says that he'll stay behind in order to, watch over them and, check as a basic way of just keeping tabs on Hachimaru's progress. And An will also stay there in order to train with Hachimaru as well, although hopefully we'll actually see what princess training actually is aside from flower arranging. So we'll hopefully get some info on that as well. But she should have this ability to find locker balls, but I still don't feel like I completely grasp why finding a locker ball is significant when you've already become a samurai. Is it for the sheer purpose of gaining more samurais to your side? Is that what it is? Because it's just like, do specific key samurai get other samurai to their side, and that's what builds up their ranks? Because I feel like that wasn't explained that that's a significant thing. But then we notice all these other samurai under, a princess and a samurai, and I'm not. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know. But they go in on to Durama's hideout. They go flying into the area and all that good stuff. It's when they get inside, it actually looks very nice, very cozy. Got a waterfall, a nice little fireplace, a place to eat. Nothing too overly fancy, but since it's Hachimaru's usual lunchtime, he's a little bit hungry. So he's just like, oh man, all this different food I'd love to actually try out. Unfortunately, all Dorama has is liquid nutrient supplements, which isn't really what Hachimaru wants, because after all this time, he doesn't want to do a liquid-based diet after all of this time. IV drips was all he used to be able to get, and now that he can eat solid food, it's just like, dude, I don't want to drink my meal. I ain't about that protein shake life, dude. But An takes this as a moment to actually show off her skills, I guess, which is homemaking. God damn it. Well, but there's nothing wrong with being good at cooking. There's nothing wrong with being cooking. As Sanji from One Piece has shown us, it's just that the girl being the cook just feels like, okay. So she whips up a meal. It's all liquid based from what I can tell, and it's just like, it's bubbling and all that good stuff. So I love the look that Hagamichi and Hachimaru and even Hayataro and Hagamichi's steed all give this thing. Like, what the hell am I looking at? But Daruma, he just goes right in, just starts slurping it down without any hesitation. It's just like, you should hurry up and eat. You can't do anything on an empty stomach. So Hachimaru, not willing to just pass up in a moment like this, since his master seems to like it, gives it a taste, and lo and behold, the disgusting looking loop actually ends up being highly delicious. So An just needs to work on her presentation, apparently. And then Hachimaru, in his little shittiness, tries to give off this like proverb of it's not what you see isn't important, but what's hidden underneath. He tries to give off a proverb to Hagamichi, and it's just like, you little shit. And when Hachimaru tries to ask An for second, she kind of plays coy a little bit in order not to, get his hopes up for, a true bond between them, just because he compliments her cooking, but she's obviously pleased by his compliment and all that. It's a cute enough moment. I enjoyed that moment. It was cute. It was very good at showing at least the relationship that will form between these two characters. I just feel that once we actually get into the swing of these characters, being around each other long enough and we actually get to enjoy them just being casual friends, I feel like we'll finally get into a more comfortable place with this series. But Hachimaru goes about training in order to get his soul into the bone hilt and to bring out his sword, and he's finally able to at least get it straightened out. So, Hachimaru's slowly progressing, slowly but surely. And he feels that, oh, he did something amazing, but An's not really sure about what he did. But Dharma explains that, well, he'd been trying over and over again, and this is the fruits of his labor. And isn't that, he asks, isn't that the same for your cooking? As Anne reveals that, it was the first time she ever actually had other people eat her food. But, she had always cooked for herself. So it shows that, well, she knows her own taste. She wasn't certain about the others' taste in terms of that. But, she was trying to just bluff in front of Hachimaru, since she has a tendency to make mistakes. But Dharma goes on to say, well, Hachimaru's the same way, trying to create that bond, that kindred feeling between the two of them. You and Hachimaru seem to have a lot in common. But, An doesn't feel quite good about that and saying, oh, your eyes must not be that great. And then he's just like, well, I can't see it all, but even without vision, I feel that I can still see things that are very clear. And, Dharma goes on to say that between the two of you, a lot of intermingling, interaction should actually, it doesn't mean that it'll be naturally easy for you to make a connection, and it probably won't be easy, but don't be impatient. Eventually you'll get to a point where you're able to grow and develop together. There's a lot of potential between the two of you, and you should actually at least give it a try. So which An responds positively to. And with Hachimaru, he's finally able to at least cut into that golem outside that Dharma was able to just slice like a friggin' Beyblade, like Levi going up against the Titan. And he just slices right when he just sliced right through it. But Hachimaru manages to make a slight nick into it, which he's actually proud of, because now he shows that he's getting to the point where he can now at least cut a piece of paper at the very least. But meanwhile, smash cut to Ada's spirit form, cutting through asteroids, being like, man, friggin' asteroids, damn friggin' useless asteroids. I'm so tired of going through this cube asteroid space region. Yeah, I might need to hurry up the pace a little bit. So it's just like, okay, obviously this guy is no joke, but it's just like, well, we don't really know how he stacks up against someone like Daruma or even Hagamichi or whatever, but it's just like, well, who's more powerful? Are we going to actually see the difference in level? And once you reach the point of being able to cut an asteroid in half, where do you go higher from there? Because you're already doing incredibly OP feats, but how does that juxtapose to some of the other samurai we're seeing in this series? No, we'll just have to wait and see. But maybe Ada will actually just be the lowest of the totem pole, or maybe since we're only getting a fraction of Ada's power, maybe we'll actually see Hachimaru start to develop as Ada continues to send out his stands to do battle with Hachimaru, or whatever, or what have you. But still shaky in the beginning. Maybe I'll look back on this years later and laugh about how impertinent I was to the glory that is Kishimoto, but it's just, I'm still not completely vibing with this series. It still has a lot of time to grow and develop and become something pretty great, and I really hope that ends up being the case. It's not terrible, it's just not really pulling me in fully just yet. But tell me your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you feel about this series so far? Are you enjoying it? Do you not much care for it? Are you only watching these reviews so you don't have to read this crap yourself? But whatever your feelings, comment in the comment section below. If you liked this video, leave me a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I did wrong in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit the bell icon, that way you never miss out on another Samurai 8 chapter review. And if you want to find me on social media, just Google Duuz-Diz-Din. I am everywhere, for better, but mostly for worse. And until the next video, I just need you to remember that no matter what you do, progress will get you to your highest potential. It just takes time. Until next time, I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'm going to bed. Bye-bye.